Yo, what up? And welcome to another episode of Straight from the Stands, an unapologetic, unofficial LA Galaxy podcast, hosted by 4 my supporters who bring you their thoughts and views on everything related to LA Galaxy, straight from the stands. I am your co-host Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart level-headed George, and the man with the facts, Masa. This is Straight from the Stands.
Wait, that's
good morning.
That's
early morning.
How's it going? How you guys living at 7 a.m. in the morning?
You know what? It's crazy. Hold up. You know what? It's
go
crazy. I fell asleep like at 12:30 purposely because I was like, if I stay up, it's not gonna happen. I woke up at 5:55 by myself, no alarm clock, ready to go. Like, all right, do this shit. Yeah, and then I fell back asleep.
Interesting going on.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say, listen.
And then I fell back asleep. And I woke up like at 6:30. Like, oh, I had 3 calls from Angel. I'm like, damn, I had it too. I'm here.
Yeah.
Though. We're here. We're ready to go.
Masa, you got something going on?
Yeah, he does.
I got my cafecito going on. I went to sleep pretty late. I was playing with you last night. Pro clubs.
Animal.
I'm so happy that your internet took a shit last night because I would have probably been up playing longer. Yeah. When you got off, I was like, all right, that's my cue. I'm going to sleep.
Let's go. Angelito, how you doing, Papi? You look. I think you're the freshest one out of all 4 of us. I think you look the freshest one. So you must have been up for a minute.
Listen, last night, when I messaged you guys, hey, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna knock out. It's because I took because I obviously I don't have a job right now. I've been going to sleep at whatever the fucking time I feel like it and waking up whenever I feel like it. But I'm like, yo, no, I know myself. I'm not gonna wake up. I need to knock out early. I was not sleepy, so what I did. I drank myself a NyQuil. So I drank some NyQuil,
drugs, huh?
like an hour and a half or 2 before. And the next thing you know, like an hour later, I'm already getting tired. So I shot you guys a message. I was about to start typing the agenda for the pod today. And I'm like, nah, I'm tired. I put my alarm clock for 5 in the morning. I'm going to wake up. And that's what I did. Woke up at 5 in the morning, took a fucking shower. I'm on this is my second cup of cafecito now. I called Rudy first for obvious reasons. He didn't pick up. So I called George. George went straight to voicemail. I called Masa. Didn't answer, but then I texted the group chat. Masa, what you fucking bugging me for? I'm already up. So Masa was up, and then a few minutes later, George texted back like, oh yes, because I had already called George like twice, and his shit still kept going to voicemail, but he responded like, cool.
I have do not disturb.
Do not disturb.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Do not disturb. Yeah. So I called George, didn't answer. Cool, but then eventually he texted back. I'm like, hell yeah. So George, myself, Masa, we're good to go. We need Rudy. Rudy's not answering.
Listen, I can't confirm or deny. I asked, do we have a backup if Rudy does not wake up?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Masa said it, like we're gaming like at, I don't know, maybe midnight or whatever. And my
internet, right, dog. We were playing with each other, dog.
Yeah.
On Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah.
My internet took a shit, and I was like, all right, cool, but I wasn't sleepy yet, right? And then so I started working on some shit that I needed to get done. And then I looked up and it was like 3:30 in the morning. And I was like, oh, like I can't do it no more. I can't lay down because if I lay down, there's no way I'm waking up in 3 hours. You know what I mean? So I stayed up. But here's the thing: I have fucking do not disturb too, right? So my phone was facing down. It didn't migrate once. So I'm just working and I look up and it's like 6:40, and I'm like, oh, I look. And sure enough, like there's a shit ton of messages. So I set up and we got on.
Yeah.
All right.
We made it though. We made it.
I think that's
enough. You guys ready though?
I think it's enough chit chat. Most of you know we're here. We're about to get in this call with a player that we fucking like. You know what I mean? Fucking like. I'm super excited about it.
My twin.
Yeah, no. That's not good. No.
Pretty sure we're twin. Listen, separated at birth.
We're getting in a call with fucking with Jelle Van Damme, right?
Jelle.
It's crazy because it's a player who only spent 2 seasons, and not even a full 2 seasons with the club, but it's somebody that we all fucking hold high in our list of players who have lived for this club. So I'm really looking forward to chopping it up with him and you know, just getting into knowing him a little better and just screwing the shit for a while. Big shout out to John. He got us in the door and then made it happen. Big shout out to Angel because Angel's been one handling a lot of the bookings. Nah, I don't even sound right because that's not it sounds like way too official.
Nah, you mean partnerships? Yeah, friendships. Like no,
he's been setting up these.
I'm a social butterfly, so I know how to connect.
Yeah, he's been setting up these interviews, so big shout out to you for doing all that. But yeah, let's get right into it. Here's the
let
interview
me
with
let me know when you're ready for me to add him, so I can add him to.
Enjoy it.
All right, well, Jelle, thanks for joining us here. We're straight from the stands. Obviously, you don't know much about us yet, but we're a supporter-driven podcast specifically for the LA Galaxy. You know exactly who we are in terms of a supporter group, Angel City Brigade. We're usually in the back, behind you, supporting you, that 12th man on that back line. Appreciate you joining us here on a Saturday morning for us, 7 a.m. here,
early morning,
early morning 4 p.m. for you. You're out in Belgium, correct?
I appreciate it. Yeah.
No, we're thankful for you joining us.
4 p.m.
I got
4 p.m.
instead of my usual beer, so
that's true. Yeah,
everything.
me too. I got my little cafecito over here.
Normally, you should say it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
True, but listen,
I've
been up since 5 in the morning, and if people know this, I've been waking, obviously because it's quarantine stuff. I've been waking up around 12 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
Same.
1 p.m. So this is early for me.
Yeah.
I know. I understand. My kids get up earlier than I do, and
that's how
they're
it
old
is.
enough to do what to do and
take care of themselves.
But it's going to be hard, I think, afterwards to get back in the rhythm. The daily
Very
routine,
hard.
and so, but it doesn't matter. I think at the end of the day, it's about staying at home, staying safe, and make sure this Corona thing goes away as fast as possible.
Yeah, man. It affects everybody and everywhere.
Yeah.
Look at Angel. Look, Angel froze in the best way possible. You guys can see where I'm showing this.
Take a picture.
This is gonna be a thumbnail for the video. You're like, this is what we're gonna come up with. You know what? Let's stick around for a second. Angel's gonna hop back on. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We usually have this shit more figured out than not. So. There he is.
Cool.
He's
All right.
There he is.
He's back. He's back.
I'm
Making us look like rookies.
we have this issue.
Listen,
I swear.
It's fine.
we got the thumbnail for the video now, Angel. The way you froze was fucking perfect. So we got the thumbnail for the picture for the video.
Oh man, all right. So I was the only one that froze. I take it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that sucks. All right. Well, I was saying, first thing, before we dive right into some of the things that we're going to cover today, just want to express from the Galaxy fan base as a whole, because I think a lot of the messages that we received aren't really questions. They were more just comments and expressions from Galaxy fans, and there was so many people that reached out that say, hey, all they want to say is that they love you to us. You're always going to be a G at heart, and that basically the fan base here misses you a lot. Again, you will always be a G, and to some of us, I'm not saying us in general, but us as a whole, some people still view you as the last real captain of this squad. So, and I'm sure some of the guys here share the same sentiment with me. But again, thanks and appreciate that. I don't know if the guys want to say something here really quick.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 3 years. 3 years, and honestly, every week we ask questions. We ask people to give us questions. By far, this is the most questions we've ever gotten. It was crazy to go through, and I think that just says a lot about what the fans feel, what we feel towards you, and if I'm sure you're gonna hear a lot of the thank yous, but let me tell you, thank you. I really appreciate everything, especially the time that you had here. It was amazing.
Yeah. I think it's the same for me. To be honest, I must say, if I'm really honest, and I try to be all the time, I really do miss it. I miss it.
Yeah.
If I look back at it, and like I said before, I still have a lot of contact with people from LA, talking about friends, fans, people who worked at the club, and I miss it. I had 2 amazing years, and the thing is, I think I never said it, but I did it to the board. I spoke to Chris and all the guys, and I really, how do I say, I regretted the way I left, because I think at that point, and I can say it now, it was like emotional choice. I don't like talking about my private life, but for me at that point, the decision I made, or I felt like I had to do, like it was like an emotional roller coaster, with my kids, my family, my wife, ex-wife, we got back together, then we broke up again, we got back together, we broke up again, and I had the moment.
Sounds like a soap opera, man.
What? Sounds
like a soap opera, like a novela.
And I made an emotional choice, and
Yeah.
I did it for the kids, and
Yeah.
I just forget the way it all went down, because I felt bad, because first of all I didn't want to leave, because I felt amazing there. I had a good time. I was playing well. I was doing well. I was the captain. I felt like a certain responsibility towards the team and the family, and talking about LA now, and yeah.
All right. Well, let's hold that. Yeah, let's hold that. We'll get to that.
I
'cause that's
apologize.
yeah, that's all right. No, don't worry.
No.
It's
I don't
gonna
think
come up.
it ever deserves an apology from us.
Yeah,
I think
it's gonna come
for
up.
the
We'll get to that. Yeah, for sure.
we'll get into it.
And we'll
but
get to that.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
trust me,
never
it's there.
deserves
It's there.
an
It's here.
apology.
People ask the question, so it's there. But let's get started here. Before we dive into the Galaxy stuff, right? A lot of, and we can always Wikipedia and Google Jelle Van Damme's career and all that stuff. But let's hear from you. I mean, let's talk about your career before joining the Galaxy. Let's talk to us about your career. How did you become a professional, and then talk to us about your career in Europe. I mean, that's Champions League with Ajax, Anderlecht. I mean, you played in the Premier League for a bit. With Ajax in the early 2000s, played with Van der Vaart, with Snyder, with the Malen, with Djammin. You played with Zlatan. Obviously you were a kid back then. But still, you went through all the stints. You played Champions League nights. I mean, we only watched it on TV. You played this thing, So talk to us about how you became a professional. Talk to us about your career before Galaxy.
And that's what's good about me. I think I'm a down to earth guy. I have a big mouth, but I'm a normal guy.
Sounds like us.
I'm from a normal standards, normal family. We didn't have much, and since I was small, I wanted to become a football player. Of course, every kid says I want to become a football player. I see with my son now, he wants to become a football player, but the chances are so small. But at the end of the day, it went pretty fast because I went to my hometown, Lokeren, and I came to the first team, started, being on the bench as a 17-year-old. And then another team came. It's called Beerschot. And back in the days, they were they were like a small sister club from Ajax. Mm-hmm. You don't think you're going to end up in Ajax because already at that point of my life, my hometown team was for me a dream to play as a professional football player. And then I went to Beerschot and I started playing a little bit, and then everything went really fast. I went to Ajax, I started playing in Ajax. I was playing in the league. I was playing in Champions League. I came to the national team, and then I went to England, Southampton, and then I went to Germany, Werder Bremen, and then at that point I was 23, I guess, and I came back to Belgium, to Anderlecht. I had 4 amazing years there. Won the championship 2 times, won the cup 2 times, the Super Cup 2 times.
Champions League appearances too, right? In Europa League?
Also, yeah. Both. Champions League and Europa League. And then I think my career in the beginning, it went very fast. And then the moment I came back to Belgium, it was I had to make choices for the national team and playing more and better. And then I went to Anderlecht and it would get more stabilized. Mm-hmm. I stabilized it more and my level went back up. I think I needed it at that point. And, so far my career in Belgium was 4 years Anderlecht. Then I went to England with the fam. It was a shame because it was the second time in England. And, Premier League is like a dream come true. I think if you ask every professional football player, where do you want to play? Where do you want to end up? They're going to say Premier League or the Bundesliga. And I really enjoyed it, but it didn't work out privately. Private-wise, I had some choices to make as well. It's a shame, but it affected my let us say it affected my career.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went back to Belgium to Standard Liège.
Which that's Anderlecht's biggest rival, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
How were you received there? You received well, or did you get some stick from
in the beginning, it was funny because when I was in Anderlecht, the Liège fans didn't like me. Yeah. It's normal. It's normal. That's
of course.
It is. Yeah. And especially, you guys know the way I play. I can be like an asshole and a dick on the field and try to get in your head and whatever. provocate, whatever. So, but then the president from Standard, he said like, listen, man, you will only need 2-3 games, and they will love you. They will fucking love you. And it was like this. And then I was their captain for like 5 years, and
Ooh.
Well, and also, wasn't your first game against Anderlecht?
Yeah, that was in Anderlecht.
In Anderlecht, wow.
Yeah. But the thing is, I never said something bad towards Anderlecht because I'm very thankful. I had 4 amazing years there.
Yeah.
And I understand the fans, but the people who know me and can look through the fans, the feeling of the fans, and they love the club. It's football players are like passengers,
Yep.
And fans, you have your team, you pick your team, and that's for your whole life.
Yep.
And if you look through that, people know I always give everything for that team. I can say with my hand on my heart, like every team I played, I gave everything, and that's probably one of my biggest qualities, I think, as a football player.
We know that for sure.
I think that's what you love by the G's, just because of that kind of character, that kind of heart, that's why you
I think the thing is, I realize the life I have and the job that I can do.
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful for it.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when I was a kid, we didn't have a lot of stuff. We didn't have a lot of stuff, but I was a happy kid. And I'm just thankful to be able to do as my hobby. It became my job, my work. And
I think that's why fans related so much to you, just because we have that mindset as well. Like, I wish I could play soccer for a living, and for someone like you, a professional, to have that mindset and to give it all, like, it translates back into the stands, and we see that emotion that you have, and it's just it's a connection immediately.
Well, here's a question.
I think it works. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, but here's a question though. You touched a little bit on your attitude and your aggression and your kind of persona that you take on the field. Where does that come from? Is that like from your childhood? That's who you were, or did you kind of pick that up as you traveled in different teams?
I think I always had it the way I played, but I think I learned a lot, probably the most mentally in Amsterdam and Ajax, because like that's a big difference from Belgian people to Dutch people. Dutch people are very straightforward, and I took it, like I learned it because. And it brought me a lot of mental toughness. Like I know I don't need people or fans or press to say whenever I play the good game or a bad game. I know by myself I will be.
Self-critic.
I know when I play well, when I didn't play well, whatever, and I don't need other people or opinions. And if they say so, and if I think it's the same, I will say, yeah, you're definitely right. You're definitely right.
Okay.
I was bad. But I think it's something I always had. If I look back at it, and even when I was younger, before the football, I was always working. I went to school. Until I was 17, I used to work on a farm just to get money. And whenever I needed money to buy like a scooter or a motorcycle or a bike, whatever, I was going up. I did my own stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I need money. Let's go work for it.
Hey, sounds like us. Yeah. It really does. Yeah, sounds like us. I mean, we
gotta figure it out. Yeah,
we gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a regular on our pod? You fit right in. You fit right in.
I don't have.
There's time difference, but we figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't have a job for the moment, so.
Neither do we. Well, neither do I. But let's dive into it. Really, you said were you gonna say something?
No. I was gonna say I just wanted to. So we go through Europe. How do you get this opportunity, or how does these talks come about for the LA Galaxy, right? Like, so.
It's funny because a year or 2 years before that, my agent, he asked me like, hey man, like, what do you think about MLS? I'm like, I don't know. Like, no, I didn't know much about it. But I remember saying like, if there's a team interested, you don't have to call me. Only call me when it's like LA or maybe New York. Even though I don't like New York, it's too busy for me. Like, so I said like, if it's LA, yeah, whatever, you can call me. And then I went, I think 4 or 5
Wait, curious, had you been to LA before?
No.
Oh, so you just know about LA because obviously everyone knows Hollywood and all that stuff.
Yeah, and back end was there. That was 2012, right? So I know I knew about the MLS and I knew about the football team and the soccer team. Sorry, guys. And
Listen, we're
No, no,
Latinos,
no,
so
no,
we don't
no.
even
We
call it
understand.
football. Yeah.
even in the States, I only been to New York for like 5 days.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
That was my only thing about the States. And then I think 4 or 5 months before I went to the States, I had a proposition of Panathinaikos, and I spoke with their coach, and they were like, they wanted me there. They became just champion. They were playing Champions League, and I was like, Again, I stayed at home because of my private life.
Right.
And then I don't know why, but when the story of LA came, I was like, I think I thought about myself as well, my own career, the person I am and the football player I am. I was like, listen, I have always felt like my feeling said you have to jump on the train, and that's what I did, and that's the only, I will never regret it.
But how did the Galaxy opportunity come about though? Because you said your
my agent
reached out.
My agent called me. They said, listen, I got a phone call from I think it was Jovan back in the time.
Uh-huh.
He's still there.
They want you, yeah. I talk with them sometimes. They said like, they're interested about you, and they want you to come to the Galaxy. And then I had a few phone calls with Bruce, and then my agent Kenny Arena and Jovan came to Belgium to see me. So we had dinner, we talked, and I think they knew me a little bit by my agent, and it's like, listen, come to LA, you won't regret it, you will love it, every part about it, and yeah, I jumped on the train.
Okay.
That's so. Here's the thing, right? I think we always have we either have great defense or we have really shoddy defenses, right? For the Galaxy.
There's no in between.
You can never have a between.
The thing is, I know what you guys say because I still follow it up, and I still, I think what you say is correct because I was thinking about last year, when Zlatan was there, I was thinking like I spoke to Stevie I talked to sometimes, and Robbie and Nigel and Ash, the guys, Gio. I was like, imagine us,
Wait, do all those guys still follow the Galaxy, including you? We know you watch the Galaxy. We know you follow the Galaxy. But do all those guys still keep up with the Galaxy, or they watch the Galaxy? And do you guys talk about it?
Yeah, it happens. I mean, not all the time but I remember saying, I don't know, I can't remember who it was, but I was like, imagine, or I think it was to Stairs. I talk to Stairs sometimes. Imagine. Back in the days, it's not that long ago, having Zlatan in our team.
Yeah.
Sure.
Listen, we had the same conversation.
We have won the league. We had
the same
when Zlatan was there, you guys scored 4 or 5 goals. Yeah. But the problem was you guys took 4 or 5 goals.
Yeah. Exactly. Listen, we know. we know.
We talked about this. I mean, straight up, we said with like Jelle in the back line and Zlatan on top, this team would be, because the midfield. I mean, for me, I think the midfield core is good. And if you have somebody super solid like you in the back, and then something that's Zlatan in the front, any team is gonna get shook. Any team is gonna get scared of that potential, right? So we always talk about that, and we talk about like how and it's been like that for as long as I remember. Like when we have great defense, it's amazing, and then as soon as 1 or 2 players leave, it goes the opposite way, right? So it's never a balance. It's always one or two ends. You come in, and I mean, listen, the hype was there when you were announced and the rumors are happening, people are hyped. You come in a game or two and everybody bought in. Everybody's, we got it. We got a center back. We got it. This guy feels the game. This guy understands the game. Not only you talent, but you also have that character that we need in the back line.
The passion, yeah.
We have that leader. I think ever since you left, we haven't had a voice, and that's huge for us. That voice in the back is exactly what we needed.
How soon did you recognize that the fans had taken a liking for you?
It's something you feel,
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's something that comes automatically. It's just something that rolls in, and like it was exactly the same, when I went to Antwerp. big fan base, very, very, how do you say it, authentic, very. The president said the same, like, they're gonna love you, and it's like you say, I only needed like 1 or 2 games to make the connection with the fans.
You know, and it's funny because here, especially in MLS, I think, and I might be wrong, but in MLS, there's a lot of marketing, right? So when you have marquee players, they try to push them to you in your face, like this guy, like this guy, like this guy, right? The Galaxy is not an exception to that. We get that, right? Yeah, fuck it. Gio was that guy, right? Like they push Gio on us all the time, like, hey, like Gio, like Gio, like Gio. It kind of never took off, right? Because one, he didn't produce in the field for us, and you know how we are. Like, we need results. We need you to show us passion. If you don't do that, then you're out, you know, whatever with you, right?
I mean, we're the most demanding, and we're the most. In fact, we're the most demanding fan base in the league, right? We're
used to winning.
We're used to winning. We have to win every single year. If we don't win, then it's
honestly,
terrible.
I think you guys been very, how do you say it? Patient.
Oh no, we're not patient. Trust me. If you hear this podcast, yeah, right now it seems like it. No, but we talk about this all the time. This is trash.
I've been like, I had like, you know, when I was in Liège, we also had like, you know, bad results, and you know, like, it's probably because I don't know, because it's slightly different in Europe, because there's, I don't know, it's like certain way there's like more pressure. I don't know what it is, but you know, fans are waiting for us at the stadium when we come back and stuff.
Yeah. Listen, we try to
because
keep pace.
That was for me, that was the biggest change mentally. Like, when I lose a game, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, even like, I remember the beginning, we played a few games at home. We were like leading, and at the end we draw. You know, we had a few late goals, and so I'm walking in, you know, into the stadium. We go to the right, to the dressing room, and people were like, "Yeah, man, good game, you know, Van Damme, good game." I was like, "Fuck off, leave me alone, man. We just lost 2 points."
I hear you, no.
Like, I don't care if I played the good game. Like, shut up, you know. We lost last minute, or we took a goal last minute. I'm like,
well. And to be fair, that's one of the things that it's more of the quote unquote, the American culture, right? And it's the annoying fan base. And obviously that doesn't really apply to us because we're Latinos, right? We grew up with soccer. We grew up with football, with football, as you call it. So we feel it differently, right? We feel it the way that you feel it. But, you know, for, I guess, I don't know if you'd say a majority, but at least for a good portion of the Galaxy fan base, it's not that, right? They just follow the sport the way they do the NBA, the way they do the NFL. You know, it's like, okay, you know, I mean, some people will be mad, but it's not to the degree that we do, because we feel it passionately, because it's the way of life. It's part of our culture.
Or they get mad for the dumbest reasons, like, did you see him yelling at the ref? Like, yeah, he was fucking mad. Like, that's what you're supposed to do, you know? Like, some stuff like that. But listen,
referees were bad, by the way.
Oh, they still are. Listen, they still are. Even with VAR, it's. I feel like it's gotten worse with VAR.
In Belgium, man.
Listen,
the worst part was, I remember that game against fucking Timbers, you know. I get the 2 yellow cards, the diving.
Oh my god.
What's his name? It was Nagby?
Nagby.
Nagby, right? Yeah, Nagby became, It's crazy. What were you going to say?
So, I laid it up, like, you become a fan favorite real quick. But then we go up to San Jose.
Ooh.
Yeah, then we go up to San Jose.
Infamous game.
And there's a moment.
I wish I was there now with the LAFC.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get there. Hold on, we'll get there.
But in San Jose, right? Like, and we don't, you know, we don't know what you're saying, but you say something and you point at the crest, right?
Yeah.
Forget about it. It's over. Now you're a fucking legend. Now you're a club legend, right? Because that's you do that to San Jose, like,
but it comes
forever.
It comes naturally.
Yeah,
that's just the way I am.
Well, and see,
and whenever, you know, and you know, it's
and this is something, and help us out here, right? From a footballer perspective, you're on the field, you're representing our crest. This is one of the things that I think has been bugging us and a lot of the core fan base, you know, the hardcore fan, quote unquote hardcore fan, that we feel like there's a lacking in this current LA Galaxy team of a player that actually plays for the crest. We think it's starting to come up now, again, you know, with a few players, you know, like we think Jonathan Dos Santos is starting to feel that a little bit. But we feel, and the guys here, George, Massa, Rudy can back me up. Since you've left, it feels like these guys don't understand what a rivalry is. Specifically with San Jose, to us, the fan that has been a Galaxy fan for the longest, that is our rival, right? The LAFC thing, that's brand new, right? That's the newer fan. The MLS is pushing it on us. That's marketed. That's target. That's target rivalry. Right. To us, I hate the shit out of San Jose even more than LAFC. Like LAFC, I don't give a shit. I mean, it's cool, it's rivalry, it's fun, whatever. But I work with guys. Well, used to work with guys that are LAFC fans. I walk down the street, it's different. But if I'm going to a different city, everyone there hates the shit out of me. I don't work with them, and I hate you too. Right?
I think what you say is, I think as a football player, you have to respect it, and you have to know it, because that's my opinion, because I always put it in my head, like, you guys, all the fans, each team I've ever been, you guys pay a lot of money, to come to the games. Even in the States, you guys fly like
we do
across the state. And so I think you have to respect that. And the rivalry games, I live for that. I think that's why you become a football player.
Question, Jelle, when it comes to rivalry games, especially in the San Jose case, was it something that they told you, like, this is a rival, or is it something that you saw from the media? Like, how did you pick that up in order to be like, okay, this is a game that we all must win? Like, is it the fan base? No. Is it what was it?
The fan base, of course, the fan base. It's the fan base.
Because we're trying to find out how to put this into the new team. We're trying to put this, how to instill this into the new team. So we want to know from someone who, to your height, we've seen the infamous point at the LA talk shit. Like, how do we get that to translate to the players now? Coming from a player's perspective,
it's something that has to be alive in the dressing room, and you need people to do that, or players like Jonah, like the boy, players who have something to say in the dressing room, like leaders, and they have to tell the other guys, like, listen, man, this game is fucking important to myself, to the team, to LA Galaxy, to the fans. You have to know. You have to realize it.
Yeah. So do you think the current players don't understand that, or they just don't grasp that because they've been throwing the LAFC thing at their face?
But that's in general everywhere. Trust me, it's everywhere. Also in Europe, you always have players like I said before, like the passengers.
Yeah.
They play for that team. They're happy. They get their money. They're if it doesn't work out, they go to another team, or
Yeah.
And it's in general. You always have that kind of players everywhere in Europe, and even in the. I think it's something personal. It's something you have or you don't have.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's funny because I've been a Galaxy fan since the jump, right? Since the first games to now, and I've had countless of jerseys, but I never have a name on the back of my jersey, right? Same. Because the players, like, listen, you stand out. There's a number of players, right? 10, 15, 20 players in a 25-year span that I always, I see in the street, I hear about you, I'm always, there for you because you meant a lot for my club. But in that time, there's, hundreds of players that passed by my club who I don't really remember, or if I remember, oh yeah, he was cool, but didn't make an impact like, like certain people do. And you're definitely one of them because you understood how we felt and respected that and kind of and worked for that. And that's for us that's the ultimate thank you. That's the ultimate acknowledgement, right? Because that's we pay money to go to the stadium and make noise in
a lot of money, man. A lot of money. You guys work.
And we put up with seasons like 2017.
Yeah, we put up with shit seasons, whatever, But it is what it is. So just going back to that, right? Just going back to that. Do you remember what happened right before the infamous? And do you want to share it?
Yeah, what did you say to Marco Reño? How did that come about? Do you recall?
You're talking about the one with the striker. What's his name?
Yeah,
Marco Reño. Yeah.
Or after the game when I said like.
It was during the game. During the game, it was a foul.
It
was to the left, and you started pointing at the crest.
I think I said that because I said it again after the game.
Oh, no shit, that's dope, man.
I probably said something like I don't know. Knowing myself, like I would say like, shut the fuck up, puto. I don't know.
Oh man, listen, it's so crazy because that kind of like that fired us up. You know what I mean? That fired us up.
Of course, but
you know what I mean?
And it comes naturally. It's not like something like it goes fast. It's in split seconds. I get up. I think I I tackled him, or I slided to the ball, I don't know, and he got up and he was angry because I probably hit him, I don't know. And it's, it comes up and like, shut the fuck up, man. Like,
well, and question for you, because obviously you understand the rivalry, right? And from being across the pond, you obviously still watch the Galaxy. You noticed the LAFC thing. Obviously, I think someone in your locker room at some point last year had an LAFC hat, and you grabbed it and you threw it to the trash or you launched it. I forget what it was, but I remember seeing that on your Instagram. I personally didn't want to acknowledge this because to me, obviously, and I think the guys share the same sentiment with LAFC. Like, it's irrelevant to us.
Yep.
But it's starting to become a thing, right? And obviously, you've noticed it from out there. You kind of addressed it a few minutes ago about that rivalry. Is this a rivalry that you would have liked to be a part of? And how do you feel about it? I mean, do you think you would have slapped someone around, punched Carlos Vela in the throat or something? I mean, what do you think that, knowing your character, seeing what Zlatan's character was like, the last 2 years against him, how do you think that translates for you?
For me, as a player or as a...
as a player. If you were still part of the squad, yeah.
Oh, I would be like, like I said, the games against LAFC and even the San Jose games. I mean, I live for those kind of games. So when they started this LAFC team, I was like, damn. So, yeah, it's I miss it. The rivalry and I had in every team there's a rivalry team.
Yeah.
Like I just said before, Anderlecht it was Standard Liège.
Yeah. And vice versa.
And in Antwerp it was Bruges. It's crazy because that goes way back, like way back, because they even had another team in Antwerp, Beerschot. That should be the rivalry, but Bruges is the rivalry because they go way back. So it's deep. It's deep, man, and you have to realize that.
Yeah. Listen,
and those games.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go. So those games, you feel it as a player, even before the games, it's more alive, with the fans, it gives you that boost, that adrenaline boost. Like, I think the goals I scored was against San Jose.
Yeah, San Jose.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, it was a banger.
I believe.
Yeah.
I even took a red card after the game. After the game, I took a red card. Can you imagine that? because the guy made his hand, handball.
Yeah.
We were leading, right?
Oh yeah.
And then the centre back, he used to play with me in Anderlecht. What's his name? From
That's San Jose players. We only remember a couple, and I forget reasons, so I'm not gonna remember this guy.
he it was so obvious. They even, it was. I think I still have it on my phone, the video, because it was so obvious. I had the ball, and he puts it away with his hand, no penalty. And I think a few minutes later, they score at our end. Yeah. And I was so fired up. And I think I threatened the referee. That's why I got a second yellow.
Do you recall who the goalie for San Jose was?
Yeah, Bingham.
Yeah.
Ask Angel how you feel about Bingham. Ask Angel how you feel about Bingham.
God,
here we go. Here we go.
The thing is, no, I think, let's, hey.
Listen, I'm not going to get into that. Yeah, we're not going to get into that. But that's why it's one of my favorite goals, because you banger on David Bingham. This and that, that's different. We'll get into that. We don't have to get into that, but people on the podcast know how I feel about that. But you know what? Just briefly before we move forward, if you don't mind, I want to share this with you quick. I want to know, because you already mentioned Antwerp. I want to know if you recall this picture. Let me see here.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, it didn't work
with the flag. No.
Yeah. See it?
I don't see it.
No, we don't see it, but
the guys. Okay. You're talking about the guys that came to Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I remember. Of course, I remember.
Do you recall how you noticed the flag?
It's something. Football players they notice a lot on the field. Trust me, you hear every single word, every good thing, bad thing. You hear.
It's good to know
more than people think. Yeah, it's good to know. Trust me, you hear a lot, you see a lot. You because. Some of them always say, I don't, you hear what they're saying about you or about your mom, or, what I mean? I'm talking to Europe then.
Yeah.
It happened. I don't give a shit, but
yeah.
Of course you hear it. If some people say, no, I don't hear it, man. I'm focused on the game. I'm in the game. That's bullshit. You hear everything. So whenever I come outside on the field, of course you see the LA flag. Of course you see, it was nice to see. I even met the guys after the game and I saw it twice, I think, even in an away game as well.
Yeah,
So
probably. Yeah, because Dean was there for about a week or two. His
it
family's
was
from Antwerp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good to
he's
see.
out
It was
there.
good to
Yeah.
see. You know, I was about to come to LA in June now, so
Damn
Oh,
it.
there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
freaking coronavirus.
yeah.
All right. Well, but curious, obviously jumping into that 2017 season, obviously you ended up departing at that point. But coming into that season, you see a lot of these players depart, a lot of these players leave. The quote unquote change in philosophy in players. Did you see all these changes, all these things happening? What were your thoughts going into that season? I mean, what was that like? I can imagine for someone like you being around all those, amazing players the year before, and then, oh, well, hey, we're going to have a change in philosophy. We're going to do things different now. What's that like? How do you handle that obviously as a professional? I know that's your job, right? But as someone who wants to win, you came to LA to win championships. Yeah. What are your thoughts? What goes through your mind there?
Sometimes you're frustrated, and you have to deal with it and you have to handle it. But I think at the end of the day, you're a player, and the guys above you, they make the calls. Yeah. You can be angry, you can be frustrated, and you have to go with it, and you have to, at that point, you have to also, think about yourself, and I always you have to play your games as well, but you hope they're gonna make a competitive team.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it also I think the MLS has to change a few things, because a lot of players want to come to MLS.
Because of
the salary cap thing, they have to change it, because I'm aside that, because I'm working on something to do after my career, and I want to focus on the MLS, so to make it, to bring more people or players from Europe to MLS.
Yeah,
and to make it bigger.
It's something we talk about all the time, because we're so restricted that it's hard to keep a core for too long, right?
Right.
After 2-3 years, new contracts, more money. Oh, there's a limit. Sorry, we got everybody goes. We're bringing.
But that's the most important thing about a team.
Yeah.
The consistency.
Yeah.
Like the you need the
unit. Yeah.
You need the minimum. You can let players come and go, but not you need the core.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Like in every line, you need the core, and then you can fill in players and bring more quality, and other players can go, but you need the core, and long term you will get results.
Yeah, no, and this goes back to what we're talking about when it comes to like understanding the rivalries, understanding what the players feel, is having that core kind of teach the new guys what the values of the club are, what the values of the fans are, and all that, right? But we lose that often because everybody goes, right? So now you have, right now, I think like Jonah's one of the players that's been here the longest. Can you imagine that, right? Like,
I think the problem is like you have the feeling you have to, every single season you have to start again, over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. Listen,
and that's hard.
We talked a little bit when we started about the decision of you leaving, right?
Right.
I think when we find out about it, we understand, right?
Well, at least us four do, because we have families, we have kids, we get that. But a lot of the fan base felt betrayed. That's a fact.
That's why that's how I felt. I felt bad by myself, because it was like something that worked like two ways.
Yeah.
I know I was making that call for my kids, but there's also me as a person, the player as I am, the guy that I am. I felt bad, and what you say, I felt exactly the same, because I felt like, listen, I'm fucking jumping out of the boat. I'm the fucking captain of this team.
Yeah.
So if I would do it again, I would do it differently. Trust me, I would do it differently. Like I said before, because that's why I really wanted to apologize to the board, and like I felt like I had to, because even afterwards, I think afterwards it got even like the results were like really bad, and I felt bad. Trust me, I felt bad for a long time, and that's why I spoke to Jovan, I spoke to Chris, I even to the coach, to Ziggy. I apologized. Like, sorry guys, the way I left, I felt bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to you guys, I understand the emotions.
It
Well,
was,
we're good.
yeah, but
We are.
you
I'm
understand,
saying
like,
other fans. Yeah, we understand completely. We have because we get it.
as a
Yeah.
personal decision, like, we 100% understood it, right? But when it comes to like the club and where we ended up and how we ended up, it hurt because like it was already a bad season, right? It wasn't a good season to start, and then
No.
our one centerpiece, the one piece that at least
The
Yeah.
glue.
personally,
the glue.
I believe like we keep yellow, like we could build around. You know, we have that guy, and then that like it was just. And you gotta understand, like we're spoiled, right? Like at one point we went to, MLS Cup finals after MLS Cup finals, always in the conference finals. So like we're spoiled. We're coming off of like, years and years about just being a winning club to now just it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. 2017 definitely was like in my memory, right? Probably the worst
Yeah,
year
yeah,
as
yeah,
in the
yeah,
club,
yeah.
right? Like
The
it was
thing is,
horrible, but,
trust me, I completely understand because I'm going to tell you one thing. My plan, right? That was my plan was to stay in LA the longest as possible. And even the month I left in August, even before that in July, we were talking to do like an extra
Extension?
year and
Yeah.
extension. And even the guys from the club, like was it Peter
Mm-hmm.
and Chris? There's like, listen, Yella, man, we can only do it by year because of the MLS, but you stay as long as you want, and we can even give you like a function afterwards, like to go up and down from Europe. And I was like, hell yes, fuck, that's for me. I was happy about it, like I can stay as long as possible, as long as I deliver, and that was
I
my
think it
plan.
hurts more to hear now.
Yeah,
It hurts more to hear
Yeah.
now.
But
It
that's-
hurts more to hear
Well,
now.
and
That
also
was
one
my
question.
plan. That
Something.
was my
Yeah.
plan. And then in July, August,
Everything
I got
changed.
into this roller coaster, and I made an
Yeah.
emotional call, and I regretted it. Even afterwards, I regretted it. The way
Well-
everything went down, and then I went to this team Antwerp, and this, I had like I wouldn't say a fight with this coach because I came to that team, and a lot of expectations. The fans were like fired up, and this coach was like, his ego was a little bit too big, and he's like, "Yeah, I want you to play on the right fullback." And I said, "No, man, you can put me in goal. I don't care if it's striker, but I'm not gonna play on the right hand side." So he put me on the bench the first 2-3 months. So I was like, I remember calling with my agent like, "Nico, what the fuck did I do? I could have stayed easily until the end of the season."
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what they wanted me to do, Jovan, and said like, "Listen, Yella, stay until the end of the season." And I was like, "Damn, I shouldn't have listened." And that's why I was saying like with the emotional calls, with my kids,
Yeah.
and, with my ex-wife and shit, I was like, I regret it, so I apologize, and I felt bad about it for like a long time.
Well, also question something you mentioned there, and we also had Jaime Pinello a few episodes back, and he mentioned he had also had issues regarding his contract, that he can only do a year-long contract, and he just mentioned that right now, that with the MLS, so you can only do year-long contracts, you can't do multi-year contracts?
No,
I think, yeah, that's what they told me.
so what happens
Huh.
is like they can't overestimate their cap because each year they have to negotiate different contracts, right? So that's why it's easier if they keep them for 1 year.
Yeah.
Listen,
Or
again,
I didn't know that.
right? We didn't bring it up to make you apologize or anything like that. We kind of just wanted to express how like you were definitely missed when you had to make the decision.
Yep.
I know,
And obviously we
I
respect
miss,
it.
I
right?
miss you guys. I miss you guys as well. I trust me. I never said anyone, but I even like I tried to come back. Trust me, I tried to come back.
So yeah, let me.
Oh,
ask you
and that you did actually, and if you don't mind, I'll add to that. You and I actually had a conversation before, but through the Angel City Brigade account, because I was I'm still running the account, but I was running the account, I think about a year or two ago, and you mentioned that you had reached out to someone in the front office about coming back like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, well, when we heard about that, man, we
Yeah.
crossed our fingers, crossed anything we
Yeah,
could.
but the thing is, like, I understand as well, like I spoke about it with my agent, and of course they're not gonna like bring me back like that because I'm only one player, and it's about the team and the club, and also the thing is, and that was something I have to accept, like the choices I made
Yeah.
back then. Of course, it goes up and down,
Yeah.
So they're gonna say like, no, man, I mean, you screwed us over in 2017. No, we're not gonna get you back. And plus, they want to go younger and younger, and I'm getting older and older.
Well, that changed though.
I'm
Actually, that
still,
philosophy
I'm,
changed about that
I'm
year
still
after
decent. I'm
2017.
still
They
decent
realized
there.
it was a total disaster. They changed the philosophy from going, no, we're not going to build young. No, we're going to build it to try to win each season.
Yeah, man.
So
Listen, either way, you know, what could have been, it would have been amazing. We were happy that we got you for the 2 years we did.
Yeah.
But you know what? We catch you posting stories and checking the games out. How closely are you following the G's nowadays? Or I mean, not
I'm
recently, but
I'm I saw all the results
yeah,
for sure.
set up.
And the games I can watch, I watch. You know, with the time difference,
Mm-hmm.
most of the time it's like 3, 4 in the morning for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I can watch, but the earlier games, like I can watch. You know, like late nights I can watch, and I used to watch it on the MLS account. You know,
Oh, yeah.
from the team manager, and they gave me like, you know, Zach. He gave me like his passwords and all that stuff,
Yeah.
so I
Cool.
could go on it and watch it.
Check 'em out.
But now, since last year, they showing the games in like on Eurosports and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
oh wow,
Zlatan.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
helps. Yeah, because yes,
That
that
was-
helps.
You know, that's yeah. You know, his first game. Of course, you know which game I'm talking about.
oh yeah, we were there.
I
No, we were all
I
there.
watched-
Yeah.
I watched it live. It was crazy.
It was a good game, huh? It was a crazy game.
Jeez.
Listen,
You can imagine what it was like for us in the stadium, man. It was man.
Even I was fired up. I was like, no,
man,
did you really do that? And I was live on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Did this really happen? It's
Yep.
crazy.
I can tell you it happened.
we were
What a goal.
we were in the stands pushing everybody to stay up, right? Because we were losing big, and we were
3-0.
pushing everybody.
Yeah.
Yo, get up! We know we gotta whatever.
And it was
then,
hot.
And then and it was hot as shit, and we had been drinking for a long time, right? And then we just get one back, right? So people start getting a little energy, and then he comes in, and he does.
You feel it, eh? You feel it.
Oh
You
yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Oh,
Because
you
I
feel it.
told my wife back in the days, like when he scored that goal, I told her like he's going to score another one.
Yeah.
Trust me, he's going to score another
Yeah,
one.
we
She's like,
believed at
nah,
that
nah,
point.
nah. Bam. It's something you feel. You something you feel. Yeah.
Listen, that both goals that he scored, the pop you got in the stadium, the only times I heard it like that is when the final whistle of a MLS Cup final. Like those are the times I heard it pop that loud, right?
Yeah.
But when he scored those 2 goals, and because it's that game and because all the hype and everything, like that stadium is, I mean, magical.
Erupted.
But moving on, I got questions for you about your time with the Galaxy, right?
Shoot.
2 things: your favorite teammate, and the one that annoyed you the most. That you probably could have smacked up if he said one more thing. Maybe not that far, but
What was the second one?
the one who annoyed you the most, and that you could have slapped it.
Annoyed me.
Annoyed or got on your nerves.
Let's start with.
Oh, the one that you least
think-
liked, the one that you didn't like that much.
Let's start with the first one. They're both hard because I'm a social guy and I like felt comfortable with everybody and I felt good with everybody. But if I have to pick one, I would say Ash because I spend a lot of time with Ash. Or I think it's going to be in between like Ash and Daniel Stairs. I think I had a good connection with Stairs. I think that's also important as 2 center backs. Like when you feel each other, when it clicks. So I used to go out with Ash and Stairs a lot of times for golfing. So, but that's a hard question, man, to answer because I can say, you know, he's
Anybody?
yeah. I have to say Ash or Daniel Stairs, I guess.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
And now the second question, that's a hard one, man. I
Whatever.
have to think. Let me go through the dressing room.
You don't have to answer. You know, just fucking with you.
I
You don't
think
have to answer.
I'm not gonna be. I think honestly, I'm not gonna be able to answer it because if
Nobody-
I go around the dressing room, no.
Listen, because I love my boys here, right? Angel, George, Masa. I love them all.
Who would you smack up the most?
I'm pretty sure it's me.
Angel,
Yeah, I'm
Angel,
pretty sure.
100% Angel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Look, it's
I
because
love
I'm
him.
bald. That's why.
I love
It's
him.
'cause I'm like
you
you,
know,
Jelle.
like, if there's one person that gets me to a virtual one smacking, is Angel. So, you know,
Yeah.
I just want to make that public. Nothing to do with you. I just wanted to make it public. All right, man. Comparing playing for... All right. your time in MLS in your career versus the time any other time. How does it compare? Where do you rank it in your memories and how you feel?
It's probably in my top two.
Yeah,
for sure. Top two, top three for sure.
I imagine Belgium.
I like I said, like I must say Ajax is up there because I learned a lot over there as well mentally. I became very strong.
It's Ajax.
Yeah, and Liège as well. You know, but for sure LA is in my top three for sure.
Yeah, man.
And then I talk about general, about everything, about the team, the fans, the stadium, the accommodations, the fields, the people who used to work there. It was like I felt at home. It was like a big family, Even though what I used to do a lot, like after practice, I would just go up in the offices and just walk around and have a coffee and a tea and annoy some people and prank some people.
So you were the one that people didn't like. They wanted to slap you around. Is it a ball thing? Is that what it is?
They could try to slap me.
Yeah.
But, no, because I felt like at home. And even now, I made friends over there, like that had nothing to do with soccer, but like from the first year I lived at the beach side. The second year I tried Hollywood just to
Hollywood Hills,
I'm here. I have to live there.
It seems like you embrace the culture too. Like I know you have the LA tattoo, and I mean you look the part, right?
Mexican. I hate tequila. That was a big issue for me.
That was it.
I hate tequila. I had to drink it.
Yeah.
There's no choice.
No.
I mean, you don't have to, but
you had to.
You had no choice.
I drink it like this. I sucked it.
To this day, I still want that tattoo that Yella has, the LA on your leg. I always say it. Yeah, man.
Can we see it now?
No.
Of course, man. But the thing is, I
Oh, there you go.
Look at that. That's so sick.
Yeah, you got it. There you go.
I just wanted to throw the legs out there because some of the girls are gonna be watching later and they want to see your legs. So there you go.
It goes back. It goes back to to everything we're talking about and why you so held so close to heart for the Galaxy fans, right? It's because you embrace not only the team but you also embrace the culture. And I mean, look at you right now. You're rocking the LA hat, right? Like it's that thing, man. It's that thing. Like there's players that done it and they bring that.
I must say I have two tattoos on my body from teams, and that's LA and Standard Liège.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And that's like the ultras,
Yeah. That's fucking dope.
And that's for me the two teams for me like closest to my. I remember having like it's those two teams for me like. Yeah.
So where's your Angel City Brigade tattoo?
Yeah, you gotta get one of those too, man. You gotta be like that.
Never say never, man. Maybe I'm crazy enough to do it. But let's. You know what? I tell you what now. You guys took me at the moment. Let's do it. Whenever I come back to LA.
Yeah, let's go. On me.
All right.
On me. We go. We get it done. On me.
I have my guy.
You have your guy.
In LAX. Yeah.
That's
Mexican? No, Puerto Rican.
It works. No, but for sure, man.
Let's do it. Okay, I'll take one.
Let's make it happen.
All right. You already said it. There you go.
On my leg.
All right. We'll be there.
Word, I might do the same. My pinkies, whatever.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, there you go.
Listen,
well, that answers that. What the Galaxy fan base means to him, right?
Yep. Yeah. Listen, we're gonna ask you what does it mean to you, but like you said, one more thing before we get off of the soccer, and we talk a little bit more, some questions and whatever. Do you get players reaching out to you, asking you about MLS, asking you about the Galaxy and all that? Post.
Of course, man. Like I said before, I'm you guys gonna see me more often. I hope in the future because. Like I said before, I'm working on some kind of like agency. I have a structure plan.
Nice.
And
are you hiring?
A lot of players want to. What?
Are you hiring?
No,
I can be a scout for you.
I need quality, man. I need quality.
Hey, you should see me in FIFA. I'm a good coach. I'm a good manager. Yeah.
No, serious now. So a lot of players want to come to MLS. And especially LA, So, and you can say whatever you want about, the other LA, if people talk about LA, it's LA Galaxy because it has the biggest. It's for me. It's the biggest club in MLS. It has the most cups. It's the biggest name, and it will always be like this. Yeah. I don't care what other players will come to LAFC, how many things they will win. It's something that will stay like forever. You guys trust me on that one. You guys will always be the biggest team in LA.
Well, let me follow up to that question from Rudy, if you don't mind. When I ask about do players reach out, do any, especially current Belgium squad, right? The current Belgian squad is one of the best in the world right now. I mean, we're talking about quality. I'm not saying that yours wasn't quality either, but the semifinalists in World Cup, a team around Lukaku, Eden Hazard. Sure. Yeah. But do you talk to any of those guys? I mean, do you still know any of those guys? And the question, do any of those guys ever say, hey, has Eden Hazard ever been like, what is playing for Galaxy like? Romelu Lukaku is like, hey, what's Galaxy like? Do these guys ask those questions too?
Yeah, they all welcome. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about fucking national team players. Like Jan Vertonghen also asked me, like,
send them
Roma.
over.
Send him over. We need a center back.
Even Lukaku, Lukaku. I saw him like he used to be there on holidays. So that's one of the
guys
LA?
I
talk to off. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's dope, man.
No.
Listen,
we even got the cops over for because the music was too loud.
Listen, the one thing I'm taking out of this interview, out of hanging out with you, is that you're one of us. Like you're legit one of the homies.
Oh, yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like what you say is something that any one of us here and any one of our homies would say. You know what I mean? Like it's just you're one of us, dude. You know what I mean? You just get it.
That's the way I feel, man. That's the way I feel, and the thing is, like, I really had like a good big connection with the club
for sure.
And I still talk to a lot of people, from my period and my time. And like I said, even from outside of soccer, like guys that became friends, and so you guys will see me back. And like I said,
question, Jelle, saying that we'll see you back. Like you said, you're getting older. Do you ever see yourself potentially retiring in a Galaxy jersey? Do you ever see yourself ever putting on a Galaxy jersey again?
I would say never, but I'm on a how do you say it, a crossroad now.
Uh-huh.
I still I still want to play minimum 1 year. So if you would ask me let me come to LA if you like do one last year, give it all, and then finish it, I would be up. Like I would say yes, fuck yes, let's do it. And but the thing is, it's not that easy,
Yeah, of course.
Because there's the reality. I'm getting older, but doesn't mean nothing. I'm fit, I still miss the game. Even now, I miss the game. I miss the practice. I miss the fans, the games, but. Yeah, I want to continue at minimum 1 more year, and if nothing's really interesting comes up, I might be retiring. I think I'm not sure, but then it's more.
LA Galaxy FO, listen to our podcast. So FO, do what you got to do.
I'm gonna send it to all. I'm sending to the email list and just be like, hey, check this out. From this minute to this minute, just listen to 2 minutes of this.
Some of them do.
Yeah,
some of them do.
Like I said, I asked 2 times.
We need them to ask for you now.
I'm not gonna beg people.
No, we need them to ask for you now.
Well, listen, we asked for Guillermo Barros Clotas as coach. They heard us and they brought him. Yeah. So I'm just saying.
He's a good
get
coach.
somebody like you.
He's a great coach,
man.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Jelle.
But there's and there's the reality, and we'll see. Because now I'm in a situation. I don't know if you guys know, because I went. Last year my contract was finished with Antwerp.
Yeah.
So I was like a free player. I went to my hometown team, Lokeren, and
we're
Oh, we were gonna ask you a question about that actually. So Dean, our buddy, the one that we that saw you at Antwerp, he wanted to know why did Lokeren get double relegated?
That's first of all their former president. I mean, I think he sold the club for him at the best moment. He's old. He's like in his 80s, and
okay.
I think there were already problems. So then this guy came up, bought the team, and so I was talking with a few other teams, like in in the first league,
Mhm.
like decent teams, like just underneath playoffs, like Zulte Waregem and stuff. And so then he called me, because I know him from when I was like 18. You know,
Okay.
he used to work for the Beerschot team. So first of all, I said no. I said, no, I'm not. You know, it doesn't. You know, the second league, I'm not interested. There's no team, and it's like, let's get a coffee. You know, so like, okay, let's get a coffee. So then he got me into his like,
He gave
you
you
know,
a pitch,
I
huh?
can say it, yeah,
His
yeah,
plan, his whole
yeah.
pitch, yeah.
Yeah. You know, he started talking, and I was like, he took me like in his enthusiasm, like, listen, man, I need you in this team. You're like one of the, you know, I'm gonna build a team around you. And I remember saying like, listen, let me think about it. And I must say, he gave me a good contract, you know.
Mhm.
And so I remember walking out and start thinking like, so we met 2 more times, like saying like, yeah, I remember saying like, listen, I might be coming, but I'm not coming to just to, you know, to hang around. Like,
Yeah.
I want this club because it's a nice club, you know. A few
And that's
years
your
ago,
hometown club, right?
Yeah, and they were even playing in Europa League. You know, they won the cup 2 times in 2015, 16, I guess. They were like, you know, little by little, they were going
Yeah.
down. But now, like, listen, if I'm coming, it's to get back up to the first league. I mean, I need something to be motivated and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna build a team, whatever, blah blah blah. 6 months later, he fucked everybody. We didn't get paid since December.
Fuck.
Wow.
And I'm not talking about a few $1,000s, you know. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like
yeah.
big money.
Salaries, yeah.
Yeah, like what we have here on the podcast.
No,
Yeah.
So
not like that. Not like that.
probably, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know, like the signing fees, but no, I'm just saying.
Yikes. Yikes.
So we started with this coach, you know, and a shit team. And I remember saying in August, like, man, we need more players, we need quality. No, you cannot say this, blah blah blah. I say, listen, I'm saying it. So then the coach was like, he's one of his best friends. So they should fire them already like 2-3 months. They just kept them on, like, because they were like too close to each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So then, yeah, man, it was just, there was no quality, not enough quality, not a good coach. He fucked up. And then since November, we started feeling like, you know, he kept saying stuff. We're going to get like a career center, you know, they're going to be like a hotel. They're going to be this. Nothing came up. So at the end of the day, he said a lot of bullshit and he dragged everybody into it. And now we will know Monday, probably he's going to be bankrupt, or they're going to say he's bankrupt. So,
Oh wow.
so
He sold
screwed us.
fake
He
dreams.
screwed
So by the
everybody.
time this podcast comes out and we have it on all streaming platforms, we'll know.
Like he went bankrupt now. That's-
Monday
Yeah, well,
we
no.
know more. Yeah, Monday we know more. So and then this Corona thing came up, you know,
Yeah, it fucked
and
everything up.
everything came together. But he doesn't realize. I got angry at him a few times, and you know, it's like he's fucking a lot of lives and people's and families, and you know,
Yeah, man. No, I
it's,
mean,
it's,
I
it's
assume
crazy.
you
I
had-
never thought I would be in a situation like this, you know, at the end of my career, and I lost the joy of the game.
yeah.
That's for
Wow.
me the biggest frustration. It
Yeah.
was like a job, and we didn't get paid since December, and we kept going on for the club, for the fans.
Yeah.
We played like the regular league. He
Yeah.
said like, listen, man, okay, we didn't get paid, you know, because every week he would say something else. Yeah, next week you get paid. Next week you get paid. You know, he kept us
Yeah.
on the line. But we were like, of course we were angry, and I was like, listen, we have to do something. We have to put a signal to the outside world, like, listen, don't stop fucking with us. You know, we're not playing anymore. We're not training anymore. But we kept going because they used to have like a bigger fan base than now because of the results and because what's happening with the club. But we're like, we have to continue for them. And
Yeah.
we did. And then, you know, the regular league, and then we still like, listen, now we're done. We're done.
Dang,
And
that's
then
intense,
the
man.
Corona thing came up, and yeah, it really pisses me off, to be honest. Start talking about it. So
Let's switch it up then, because I don't want to get to this down. Let's
Yeah,
switch that
yeah,
shit up. We ended up getting a shit ton of questions.
Yeah.
And a lot of comments saying, you know, how much I appreciate you, but we're gonna run down some questions.
Yeah.
Any of you guys want to take over that and run through the questions?
Well, Masa, you were going to see something before, right?
Oh, I just wanted to ask a couple questions, but I didn't get
Hey
a
man,
chance
you were
to
live.
ask.
I thought you were asleep.
Yeah. It's early over
Listen.
here.
That's his that's his personality on the
That's what I do.
podcast. He
Yeah,
talks
it's-
twice, maybe 3 times a
Yeah,
podcast.
maybe
But he's good when he talks.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just the good-looking one in the podcast. That's why. So we only have him on so that we can get the women audience for him.
Oh, okay,
You know?
okay.
Yeah.
They're probably still sleeping. Though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Jelle. What was
Yeah,
your
man.
favorite food out here in LA? What was your go-to
I
after
must say-
games, or just your favorite local joint?
Question, man. I must say I got into not because LA stuff, but I was really much into the Mexican food, to be honest. Not only that, but I'm a meat kind of guy. But I really appreciate, what we used to do always, when we were like for going to away games, LAX, like the breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, and I miss that because we don't have one decent Mexican restaurant in Belgium. I heard there's one in Brussels, but Brussels is a city I barely go to. But yeah.
Well, yeah, Mexican food synonymous with LA.
What else? After a game, I would always be like gross food.
Yeah.
Like a hot dog or a burger or whatever.
Oh, gross
they're-
food.
they're-
I thought you said groceries. Like, oh, you went home and you cooked? Oh, no, gross food. All right.
Yeah.
No, I don't cook. I mean, I can cook, but for me, it was like I lived from, what was that, Postmates?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yellow, what do you think about In-N-Out?
Oh, man. I missed that. you know what's funny? Every single Belgian person that I know going to LA or whatever, it's probably one of the most pictures they send me. Like In-N-Out, animal style. The best.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad.
In-N-Out, yeah. No, you brought something up now. In-N-Out.
All right. Well, go ahead.
Question. We were talking about LA. What's the one place that you like to travel and play away to?
That's a good question. I love going to New York because that was just more than enough for me. Like 2-3 days,
and then you're out.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And but I remember saying to Gio, like every away game, we were like, man, let's go back home because once you're used to LA and living in LA and
oh yeah,
you don't care about other cities.
Yeah.
There's good cities like even like I love Toronto, to be honest. That was a nice city. Toronto, like even I forget the name now. Can you believe this? The green team, not the Timbers, the other one.
Portland. Oh,
Seattle.
Yeah, because I think I played a lot of good games there as well. But I love the city. There's so many good places, but
Nothing
like LA, huh?
New York. No, I remember saying that to Gio. When we would go back up the plane, like, let's go back home, man. Like we go like, fuck this city, fuck.
Listen, we say that shit all the time.
Trust me.
Fuck Houston, fuck Seattle,
we go away trips.
Fuck San Jose.
Listen, we go away trips.
Almost.
We go away trips, and when we're going, we're like, yeah, right. And then when on the way back, we're like, fuck, let's just get home. I just want to get home. Fuck this place. Let's just go home.
Fuck this place.
Hey, you know which city I'm gonna say? Chicago, man.
Ooh.
We have bad memories of Chicago.
We have bad memories about Chicago.
Last time we were
I
there,
love Chicago.
last time we were there was
city.
Oh, go for it. Sorry.
And even the last time I was in Chicago was with the MLS All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
So we had probably that's why we had a proper night out. So they were good memories. But
when we went there, it was minus 30 degrees.
Yeah.
I know. The temperature, that's something else. But,
Fuck that.
the water in between and stuff, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good architecture and everything is nice, but when it's cold, fuck that. When it's cold, I'm from LA.
I understand. I'm from Belgium.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? This was for me the biggest thing to get used to again. The weather in Belgium.
Yeah, because it's nice out here, right?
Especially coming from LA.
Yeah, but I underestimated it because I lived for almost 2 years in LA and I never got sick.
No.
Wow. I'm sick all the time.
Not even like my throat or my nose or whatever. I remember going back to Belgium and I got sick after 2 weeks, like really like antibiotics and stuff. And the weather is a major thing. So be guys, I'm just saying, be thankful you guys live there, because you wake up with a different feeling.
Yeah,
when the sun goes up.
I've gotten.
It's true. Trust me, I underestimated that.
I've gotten job
You know,
offers.
when you wake up and dark and it's cold and you wake up with a different feeling. You're waking up, you know, at 8 o'clock, 8:30, the sun is up, and you're like.
Like right now, the sun is up. Oh no, it's a little cloudy.
Listen, I've gotten job offers to work up in Seattle and even up in San Francisco. But fuck that, like fuck that. Like
I've never been to San Fran. Never been.
It's okay.
Oh, you're missing out on New York.
If you like New York, you're not gonna like San Francisco. Just that one.
Yeah, to add to George's question, what was your least favorite city to go to? Because we have ours. I think we all dislike going to Salt Lake.
Fuck Salt Lake.
So.
Oh yeah.
Fuck Salt Lake City.
Oh, Philly.
So what was your least favorite? Philly.
No, wait. There's one. Come on. What's the team? They play in the blue. What about the name?
Montreal.
Born in Kansas City? Kansas City?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Oh.
No.
Worst place. Even the hotel was like rubbish.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think that's one of the very few cities I haven't been to.
Stadium and their fan base, but as a city,
no, nothing there, huh?
Even though because probably we a lot of all the time in the hotel, and the hotel was like shit. I remember changing rooms in the middle of the night because there was like a noise, I couldn't sleep. I was like, the day before the game, I was like, give me another room. But it was exactly the same noise in the room.
Oh man! All right, let's get into some of these questions from social media. Who wants to run through them?
Yeah, go ahead, George. It's kind of his thing.
All right. So we did get one. We did mention ending career, the G's. How did you feel getting all the messages as you left? Like people thanking you, the same messages that we got. How was it feeling as a player, kind of leaving your reputation, leaving everything behind, and still the fan base was sad to see you go, but appreciative of the time that you were here?
It was mixed feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, because I felt bad as well.
Yeah.
Leaving the club like that. But then still afterwards, like receiving a lot of messages from you guys. Yeah, it was something that I will always like. It's here, you know. I can't explain it. It's a feeling. It's a feeling, and even now until today, I appreciate it, and I will always appreciate it, and the fans and it's mixed feelings, but yeah, it's nice to I wouldn't say like get the recognition or whatever, but just because I feel it's true, you know.
Yeah.
Even from my side, but even from the fan base side, and it's not like, you know, like fake or whatever, and it comes from here.
Well, yeah, it's like Rudy said earlier. I mean, there's certain players, right? Obviously, hundreds of players throughout our history here. You know, thousands of players are probably going to come through by the time that we're old and all this stuff, right? Thousands of players are going to come to the Galaxy, but only very few players are going to leave an impact, and you're going to remember. And obviously, yeah, Jelle Van Damme is always going to be one player that's going to be up there for sure in terms of, you know, left a mark. Yeah. Impactful in such a short time.
We're talking about 3 years removed from you being in the team, and we still talk about like, man, Jelle in this team would fucking kill, right? So like that's
but that's what like, and I even that all those things you say, they also come to me, you know, because I'm, you know, I said, I follow the team, I follow the club, I follow the fans, and I have the same feeling, and it's like. I wouldn't say like it's still alive, but I think that also that made me do what I did, like reaching out, like guys. I was like, you guys want me to come back? Well,
listen, you're getting an ACB tattoo, so that says it all.
You know, that's for sure. That's out of discussion. But like, so I think I always appreciated it, and even though I know there's the like, you know, like I said before, the reality, like they're not gonna say like Hey, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hop on the
So
plane.
with that
Come
being
on.
said, you mentioned following the team and seeing the team. What year do you think that you would have said, I want to join this team right now? There was 3 years since you've been gone. Is there a season when you said, if I'm on this team, we win the MLS Cup?
I think when Zlatan came, you know,
Well,
you
question.
have to be honest with it. Like Zlatan was there, you know, Roman was back, like out of his
Man.
injury. Roman was on fire, man.
Thank you.
He
Thank
was
you.
like, for me, like, and there's a lot of other players, you know. Jonah got into the team, and
Yeah.
that's why I felt bad. Like even like, and it even get worse. Like when I came back to Belgium, and then, you know, the season after, Zlatan came. I was like, people were like, "Damn, man, you stupid fucker! You could have."
Well, question for you.
You were like the fucking like beast animal there, and people miss you, and you were like on fire, and you had like 2 amazing seasons, and you had the MLS All-Star games 2 times, and with this guy in your team, you would be like,
Yeah, man.
and I know.
But
I
question
haven't
for
seen
you.
it, but
You played with
I felt
Zlatan
bad,
in
like,
Ajax, right?
Yeah.
So
still
you
the
already
same
knew
guy.
him.
Same
Yeah, I
guy.
already knew him, and you're still the same guy, you know. Zlatan is Zlatan, you know.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that he said, and you know, that's just the way he was already back then.
Yeah, he was the same way. Young
But he
Zlatan
was
same.
dominating. He was dominating the league.
Yeah.
So that's what I said before. Like, and people came up to me and say, like, "Listen, I know. Like, you don't have to tell me. Like,
Well, so
course
is it
he
fair
would've
to
liked-
say? Well, is it fair to say then that obviously Zlatan you've already played with, but if we ask you the question, right? Any current or past Galaxy player that you didn't play with that you would have liked to play with, is it fair to say that Zlatan would have been it?
I don't know, man. You guys, I think my ears are going.
You guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
The question was
I-
basically Galaxy player that you would have liked to play with that you didn't get to play with. Would Zlatan have been that guy?
Probably, yeah. I mean, there's. I have to. I would have.
Listen, the Galaxy has some players that you could think, you could think about, because we, it's the Galaxy, so we bring players that are great.
Yeah, I mean, and I think even in the future they will, like, even now with Chicharito, you know, Chicharito is a good player, and it's the thing is, sometimes, like, the team is depending too much on one player.
Yeah.
But Chicharito is like a big asset of the team, and he's the main player, and of course I would love to play with him. So it's, yeah.
I think I don't know if you're familiar with him, but Berhalter, he was with us, a while back. U.S. player, he played in Germany for a while too. But he was same kind of attitude, same kind of roughness, same kind of like everything every game.
Was it the big guy?
Yeah, he was a tall guy. He was in
Center back.
the 09, the 2010 season, or 08 to 09. Point is,
Yeah, he was still part of the 2011 team.
Was he okay? Point is,
Yeah.
that he had this your kind of attitude towards the game, and I think it would have both of you guys as center backs in that area, like, clean sheets after clean sheets after clean sheets, because you guys have been amazing. But that's just
Listen, I would have
my
liked
fantasy world, where
Polenta.
I'm just
I would have
throwing
liked Diego Polenta and
Oh,
Jelle Van
man,
Damme
God,
together.
Diego
That would have
Polenta.
been sick.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Man.
He's the closest that we've gotten to as far as passion, as far
Yeah.
as grit.
Yeah.
That's the closest we've gotten.
Yeah, man.
So we talked about-
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hey, well, guys, one second. I think I have to put my Bluetooth.
Okay, go
With
for
my
it.
ears?
Go for it.
Yeah,
Take
Okay.
your time.
no
Take your
worries.
time. Take your time.
It's we took an hour at this time already, so
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm not gonna do the
Yeah, you're good.
the laundry, the razor. Who asked the items around one?
We have to.
Osmond.
just pick and choose. Hey,
Yeah.
Yella, we'll get you out of here. Thank you for your time, but give us like 5 more minutes and we'll get you out of here. Okay?
No. We can talk, man. I have my kids there. I don't know what they're doing, but
Okay. We talked about your favorite times in LA. Tell me what's your least favorite about playing in LA.
Okay, that's gonna be Colorado. You know, the first season when we got out
So least favorite time?
with the
In
PKs.
the playoffs.
Talking about playoffs.
We were
Yeah,
there.
playoffs.
We were there
We were
for that
there.
game.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
there.
we were there for
remember
that
that.
game.
That hurt.
I would say like, damn.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but Robbie King was still injured, right? King
Yeah,
was still injured
came
for
off.
the
Came on the
playoffs.
bench.
He still wasn't there when we were hoping.
Come on, man. He came on the
Yeah, he
field.
came on, but we were hoping to
Yeah, but he came in a sub.
get through Colorado and then have King like more healthy going into like summer. So yeah, that one hurt. That one really hurt.
Yeah, because Stevie was still in the team. He came in a sub too, right? And that's when we had gotten Donovan back from
Yep.
his, I guess, from
Retirement.
retirement really quick because of the injuries.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
the only
man.
reason they scored on us was because of a banger. It was
Yeah,
like
Gashi.
40 yards
I
out
remember
from Brian
that
Rowe.
shit.
Yeah,
So-
because of that was because of the altitude.
Altitude.
The altitude, yeah.
Yeah, the
That was
altitude
killer,
playing there
bro.
is
I
crazy.
underestimated that. People always used to tell me like, listen, man, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer. I'm like, nah. I never played in altitude. Like you know, they made us drink those things before the game. I'm like, I don't need it. And I remember going into like warming up. Like I was like, my legs were like done.
Yeah.
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 Well, Salt
We can
Lake
only
and
imagine- we
Colorado
can
are
only
like that.
imagine as a player, as a fan, even cheering there is crazy.
yeah.
You feel out of breath. You feel like you're suffocated. I can only imagine running.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But that was
So-
probably my least because then it was like, yeah, I was emotional as well because I was like, fuck. Because
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Now, what was your favorite game as a Galaxy player?
my favorite one.
Yeah, favorite game.
It's a hard question, man. I think there's going to be few. I mean, like if you're talking about the Colorado game, I'm talking about the home game. You know, when Gio scored.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Oh,
it
yeah.
started with me in the corner.
Yeah.
But there's the favorite game. I must pick one.
You could drop a few moments that come quick to your mind. It's fine.
At home, I guess was it at home against Orlando when we won like 4-1 or something.
Yep.
When Gordo like
And
banged me to the ground.
we thought we were gonna.
Oh yeah, he scored the goal and then
Yeah.
to celebrate he runs. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He scored the goal. He celebrated with you. You guys like I guess bump into each other and you fell back, right?
Yeah. I was.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming.
And here I thought you were stronger than that. To be honest with you.
Cut him off guard.
Probably one of the
Yeah.
toughest
Has there ever been a moment on the field where trash talking got a little out of hand and you thought that you were gonna fight someone?
Just one second, my son.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of combining the questions.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah.
You're good. Fuck that.
Good shit.
Scriu el costume van La Casa de Papel. Doe dat maar open. Yeah, sorry guys.
No worries.
No,
worries at all.
completely fine.
It was a
I'll edit
Post
that out,
delivery.
so don't worry.
So we were talking about
So, has there ever been a time on the field where trash talking got a little too crazy and you thought to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna fight this player on the field?
for sure the game against when I got the 2 yellow cards. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Portland.
Portland, yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm a tough player. I think I'm not like a dirty player or
Same.
whatever. Like,
I feel you, Jelle.
those guys.
I feel you.
I mean, dirty in a way of like I never did this or
Yeah. You play hard. You play hard.
hard, but
And
if I
sometimes
get-
some players play soft.
like both, like the player and the ball. That's the best.
Yeah.
But those kind of moments. Of course, you wanna.
You really want to break his ankles. For real.
I think the worst moment, like I was like the most fired up, was the game we talked about before, the San Jose game.
I was like,
You know, when I scored, we didn't get the PK, and then at the end we lost.
Yeah.
And I was with the referee, because that's why he gave me a second yellow, because I was so I honestly I don't remember what I said, but I remember one thing I said, like, okay. He's like, I remember saying, like, okay, let's go inside. I'll take you there. And then he gave me a second yellow, because I was so fired up, and I don't even know what else I must have said, but.
Well, what about in your career? And this is just in general, and not just specific to Galaxy. Have you, obviously, Champions League, I imagine some games may have gotten really heated. Obviously, the rivalry games that you played in Belgium. Any specific game that comes to mind, like, hey, you know what? With this one player, I really didn't like him on the field, and I felt like, you know what, things got a little not out of hand, but things got pretty heated where we had to be separated.
No.
Has there ever been a player that you've seen on the other side? Oh, I'm gonna play this player. I know it's gonna be a good fight. I want to go in hard on him because he.
Yeah, for sure.
Who is that player? It could be Europe. It could be MLS. It could be anything.
I was in Standard Liège, and we played the rivalry games against Anderlecht.
Mm-hmm.
There was this striker. His name was like Jovanovic.
Mm-hmm.
So Balkan guy, and they're like,
Yeah.
But I knew with him, like, I knew exactly, the players, and I liked them. We both liked each other, but I knew, like, in the game, I knew.
Well, of course, talking about the game, yeah.
To get him, like, in his head, and then he would, like, focus on me instead of the game, and that's
yeah.
Oh, that's a perfect feeling.
And he was a very good striker, like one of the best, like, back in the days.
And you put him in your pocket?
You just had to, like, say something or, like, bump into him, like, he would get, like, boom. Oh.
Yeah, and his focus became you, not scoring anymore. Yeah.
And focus became on the person, not the game.
We have a question from our favorite alien. Cosmo wants to know if you miss him.
Who?
Cosmo.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. I still, what's the funny thing? I still have the, how do you say it? I should get it. The
bobblehead?
Puppet.
Yeah.
No, not the bobblehead.
The plush toy?
Oh, yeah.
Still with my daughter's room.
All right.
Nice. And now, last one. It's not a question, but our friend Thomas, he wants to say thank you. Go.
I don't know if you can say that, but I know because I know Cosmo,
Yeah.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
But because they changed, right?
Yeah.
No, so they didn't change, actually. So there's two Cosmos now. So this is the original one, the one that you know, and I guess it's another one. Yeah, so we were told there's two now. Yeah, so there's the one that you know, and then another one. I guess because they utilize Cosmos so much now that, they need that type. Yeah, they need
we as fans could tell the difference. We could tell the difference who's who.
Funny. I knew who he was,
Yeah.
And it's cute, he was a great guy. He was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and he told me he's gonna quit, he's gonna retire, but he's still there.
Yeah. At least he was. I don't know if this season, but I know last season.
Okay, because now the one I see on Instagram, he walks differently.
Yeah,
so
That's how we got it.
We could tell.
Yeah, that's how we got it, because of the walk. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would say
less energetic than the one before.
Yeah.
My word.
No, I agree.
We can tell the difference. So we're in the stands.
Oh, no, we know. Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Our buddy Thomas wants to say thank you because you sang to his wife 2 years ago, "Happy Birthday." Do you remember that?
Yeah. No, I do it. I get those things like quite often, and sometimes I like reply on it. It's not like I pick one or something, but I did one last week because of I don't know, maybe with all the quarantine and the corona stuff. I did 2 or 3 a few. Just people ask like, it's my son's birthday or it's this birthday. Can you do like a video message because we can't throw a party like? And I'm like, you know what? I'll do it. So
that's great. Yeah. So our buddy Thomas says thank you. Something he can never forget. 2 years ago, you did that for his wife.
Hey, you know what? Text me again. I'll do it again.
There you go. Yeah.
He said
there you go, Thomas. Yeah.
He said his wife loves the video more than she loves him.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. I understand. Dope,
and
man.
that's it. That's all we got for questions.
Yo, man, I can't even say words how thankful I am for you to come on our stupid little podcast and just hang out and chat with us for an hour or so. You know,
My pleasure.
I didn't want to take an hour and a half of your time, but again, I really appreciate just being down to join us and talk for a little bit. So
Should we do this more often?
Listen, I'm down. Anytime you're available, I am with it, man.
Listen, I'm not a morning person, but for Jelle Van Damme, I wake up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. We could do this.
Listen, I woke up at 5 a.m. today.
Yeah.
So you whatever, I'm game.
Every 3-4 months, whatever, we can do it.
Listen, we love it. You could watch the season. We could talk recaps and we could talk everything. We could analyze the game.
There you go.
Listen, let's talk offline because maybe we could do something where we bring more of the community in, so you can hang out with more of the community, like via some webcam or something. But let's talk. We'll continue communication offline. So after recording, so we can talk about it. Maybe we set something up. But again, I want to one more time, thank you for it. Just know that from us, straight from the stands, and ACB, and just the Galaxy family, there's a lot of love for you here. You're one of the names that's going to be sticking around for the club as a legend for years to come.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, and I love you guys, and I miss you guys. For real.
Yo, what you think about that? How fucking dope is this man?
Dog,
Top 3 Galaxy player of all time. Top 3.
Me and Jelle Van Damme, the same fucking player, dog.
No,
he thinks like me. He thinks like me, dog.
Listen,
I agree with Masa
He's
right
actually,
now.
No. He's actually good though. Masa.
Well,
No, he said things.
that's
He
not-
said things. We didn't say
Think
aestheticism.
alike.
And,
Like when we play, dog, I go in hard all the time. I don't feel like I'm a dirty
That's
player. I
accurate.
just go hard all the time, dog.
but it's like I told him when we were chopping it up, right? He's one of us. I mean, I have never
Easy.
met somebody who has reached the levels that he has to be such a down to earth person. That we could hang. We had this conversation. Like, listen, I planned this out the way I thought about it. At least it was gonna be a quick 25-30 minute conversation. Boom, boom, out, right? But we chopped it up with a man for almost an hour and a half just because he's cool as shit, right? I mean,
And for him to be like, yo, let's make this a regular, like that's fucking crazy to me. My man is so sick.
Yeah,
he's
no.
the shit.
Yo, listen, man. I really don't know. Like, yo, we're fucking blessed. In this past week, we fucking talked to Penedo.
Penedo,
We talked to fucking
Tino,
Tino, Yella, and we got somebody else coming up. We got potentially 2 more coming up. Yo,
Now you got 2 more, who is for sure.
Oh, it's for sure? All right, so we have 2 coming up for sure.
potentially 2. All right, until we record, it's still potentially. But big shout out to all of the extended family who's been hooking us up with the connections to get in contact and get this conversation going. So big shout out to you guys. I hope you guys enjoying the content. I hope you enjoyed the Tino one because that one was one that I really.
That was really good.
That was really good, yeah. Well, they all were, but yeah.
But I wasn't expecting the Tino one to be the way it went, right? Like I really enjoyed it. It was a conversation that it was super organic and I loved it. And then this one right now is my favorite. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna lie, just because I like Jelle so much.
Well, listen, heard it here first. ACB tattoo, dog, on deck. So he just and he says, "We going." It's like,
when he comes out, ACB tattoo, only
Angel,
4 of us,
so
and then let's go get some Mexican food.
Yo,
So Angel, does that mean you're finally getting one?
Oh yeah,
Finally
yo,
getting a
Yella?
tattoo to your virgin skin? Little bitch.
That's a story.
All right.
That's a story.
All right,
That's a
fine.
story to tell
Hey,
you
listen,
kids.
Fine, that's happening. That's happening.
We got
Since the Chicharito one's not happening, that's
Hey, we
happening.
should all get tats that day.
I'm down. We gotta link.
I'm down, fuck it.
We gotta link up with him so we can make this a vlog when it happens. We straight from the stands.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Make it human.
Make it human.
Part 2.
You know what?
Make
Fuck
it
this,
straight from
fuck
the
this.
stands.
With that being said, it's another episode of Straight from the Stands. I'm boy Rudy at I'm Smarts on Twitter. I'm Smarts on Twitch. I'm Smarts on the gram.
This is George, J Undefeated 7. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter.
It's Angel. Follow me on my Twins account at Jelle Van Damme or on my personal account at ADF3691 on Instagram.
Peace, love, and G's up, baby.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Oh, that's right. Good morning.